Okay, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. How is everyone today? Hello, hello. Hello, and how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Phil here live on the stream for you today. It's the start of a full day of streaming content for you. Yes, and this is a fun day because number one, it's going to be a lot of variety. Number two, because it's old school fun for me. And it's going to be fun for you guys to watch, especially if you're a fan of fighting games, of course. So welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. If you're not aware, today is Saturday, April 14th, 2018. If you can believe it, we're almost halfway through April. I know. Time flies. So, what are we up to today? What are we doing? Well, on this very first of two gameplay streams that I'm going to do for you today, it will be Ultra Street Fighter 2, ladies and gentlemen. And in fact, I forgot to bring this up. Boop, there we go. Since it is a fighting game stream, we will have a running stream stats tally for you. And in fact, for these games, for this stream, it should be at the bottom of the screen. So let me move it down there right now. In reality, we may actually have more subs than that. I have to double check because I haven't updated this since last night. But it's going to be Ultra Street Fighter 2. It should be fun. For those of you who are regulars, you know the deal. For those of you who are not regulars, maybe you're just joining for, a first time and you just want to see what everything's all about. I grew up in the 1990s playing Street Fighter in arcades, okay? And Street Fighter 2 is a game that I played since the very first iteration was released in 1992 in American arcades. And I played every version. It is the game that, of all fighting games, I am the best at this game. I have won tournaments in this game. I have won Evolution tournaments and qualifiers in this game. So, the good news is, I'm really good at the game. The bad news is, this is a bad port of the game. This version, Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Switch, even though it's the most recent version to be ported to any modern console, has pretty bad connections online. Mostly because most people who use the Nintendo Switch have a wireless internet connection, which is not good for fighting games. It's bogus. Okay? So, most of the time when I play this game, there's tons of lag, and it really doesn't amount to what should be in a competitive match anyway. But, in general, I do really well. In general, when I play Ultra Street Fighter 2, I usually win far more than I lose. I can play with the entirety of the cast, which is a rarity. Most fighting games, I cannot do that. But in Street Fighter 2, I actually can. I can actually play with every single character in the game, although, admittedly, I do try to stay away from the overpowered new characters that they added into this version of the game. They added in Akuma, who's always been banned from competitive play in this game because he's always been known to be overpowered and unfair. They put him into the ranked matches, which is just ludicrous, okay? They also added two new characters of Violent Ken and Evil Ryu. Violent Ken is completely and utterly broken. They made his Dragon Punch or Shoryuken have incredible priority, meaning it's invincible almost the entire time that it's out on the screen. And it allows people to mash it out repeatedly. Just repeatedly mash Dragon Punch, Dragon Punch, Dragon Punch. And a lot of the times you can't even do anything about it to punish it because of the lag. You know, if the game wasn't laggy, okay, every time he does a Dragon Punch and misses, I'll just hit him after. But the game is so delayed, a lot of the times you try to do that, and then he gets another Dragon Punch before you can even do something. Evil Ryu ain't so bad, but he's pretty ridiculous in that if he hits you with one random Hurricane Kick, he can then combo into his Dragon Punch, and it does no lie, about 50% damage. So he's got one really overpowered strategy. So outside of those three characters who are pretty broken and in my opinion shouldn't be in the game in a competitive capacity in ranked matches, I can play with all of the original cast of Street Fighter 2 pretty convincingly with pretty good strategies. So when I play Ultra Street Fighter 2, even though it's a bad port of this game, it's still a good time because I usually get to rack up the wins with a variety of characters. You know, people call out in the stream chat, pick Chun-li, pick Guile, pick Blanca, pick Sagat, pick, so-and-so. And I'll just pick them and I'll, play with them. And usually I'm able to dole out some wins. So it should be a fun session, especially if you like old school fighting. You're going to definitely like this session. I will, when I get chances, try to teach you guys a little bit about the game. Like, for example, if there's something that happens in a matchup, oh, this is how you zone this guy by doing this. Or, oh, you see, this worked because I did it at this timing, at this distance, and this beats this. I like to do that kind of explanation when I can do it. So it's going to be a fun stream. It's going to be a technical stream in some regards, but it should be a lot of fun too, especially if you're a fan of fighting games, okay? Now, the good news is, this is all a build-up, because next month, in late May, is the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, 30th anniversary of Street Fighter, if you can believe it. And that collection is going to have all versions of Street Fighter, including Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, and the Alpha series. It will have a much better version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is what Ultra Street Fighter 2 is based off of, included in it. So this is all a warm-up, basically, for that version of the game to come out next month, and I hope it's really good. I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be way more competition, for sure, because it's on modern consoles. It's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, versus on the Switch, you have a very limited player base for who actually owns the Switch and bought this fighting game and is still playing it, almost a year later. So, this is good. It's good for two reasons. Entertaining for you, nostalgic throwback fun for me, and it prepares me for next month for the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Alright. So there you go. That will be today's main gameplay stream. Tonight, Ni no Kuni 2 returns. The continuation of my ongoing playthrough of Ni no Kuni 2. I hope you guys will join me for that. We're nearing the end game, although it seems like I may not beat it right away, simply because if I focused on the story, I probably would. But there's a lot of side content that I've been checking out. Okay, so we'll see how it goes tonight. Right now I'm in the midst of more freaking side content. But another 2 fun hours of Ni no Kuni tonight. That's a much more chill stream. It's not really heavily focused on gameplay. It's more about me kind of just doing more chillaxed style stuff in the game. But you guys can talk with me a lot more, all right? Tomorrow, guys, the return of Bloodborne, the Redemption Run. I started this event yesterday. People really seemed to like it. Viewers were off the charts. I had almost 1,000 viewers at one point for an old game, which is pretty crazy. I'm doing way better in Bloodborne than I did my first run. If you guys aren't aware, I'm doing a skill-based build, which is difficult and challenging. People are even saying, yes, that's actually much harder because it's really a strength-based build that's easy in the game. The weapons with skill are harder to use. And I'm parrying, which I did not do almost ever during the first playthrough of the game. I'm doing really good. There were some situations where I'm getting overwhelmed with enemies and I perfect parry and get out of a situation. I was fighting Father Gascoigne, and I actually parried him in order to kill him, which was pretty impressive. Everyone was like, holy shit, Phil actually parried a boss and did like insane damage. The run is doing really well. All right, now it's very early. I've only played it for about 4 hours. So we're very early and we're still in the very early stages of the game. And you guys remember, Bloodborne gets significantly more difficult the further in you play. So we'll see how it goes, okay? But I'm having a lot of fun with it, okay? So that will continue tomorrow. Another 4 hours or so of the Bloodborne Redemption Run on Sunday. There will not be a second stream tomorrow because tomorrow night I'm doing the weekend preview and I've got stuff to do for patrons, okay? So no time for a second stream tomorrow night, sadly, but that's fine because Monday I return with double streams. Monday it will be Bloodborne paired with Ni no Kuni, and that's kind of the rough schedule I'm running with all week. For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's going to be Bloodborne, Ni no Kuni that week. Now, I may beat Ni no Kuni by the middle of the week. If I do, great. That's good news because if you guys aren't aware, Yakuza 6 comes out this week, okay? And a lot of people are like, are you going to play it? Are you not going to play it? I am interested in it for sure. I definitely want to play it. But I'm not going to commit to playing another long, drawn-out JRPG when I'm in the midst of one. See what I mean? I got to finish one before I can start another. So that being said, we'll see how it goes. Then on Thursday of this week, the 19th, I will be doing more Bloodborne, but then I will not be doing a typical second stream, which usually starts at 6:15 p.m. Instead, I'm foregoing that. And then later that night at 9 p.m. Pacific time, I'm doing a late night release stream of God of War. That's right. I'm super hyped for this game, and I hope you guys are too. Going to do about 2 to 3 hours of gameplay of God of War on release night. here on stream, and then all the next day, the 20th, which is a Friday, playing it all day long. So within one day of God of War being released, I'll be playing 8+ hours of gameplay all in one day. Pretty awesome. And I cannot wait for it. I hope you guys are pumped for it. It's supposed to be one of the best releases of the past several years. Very pumped, very excited, and looking forward to it, okay? And then Saturday will be my day off, the first day off in 8 days, okay? So I definitely will need it. But then when I return on Sunday, that Sunday would be the 22nd, then it's going to be nonstop God of War every day, right? God of War, God of War, God of War. I may start with Yakuza 6, we'll see. And then what I'm planning on doing is focusing on God of War and maybe Yakuza 6 for a while. And then once things die down, going back to Bloodborne. All right, so there will be a lot of Bloodborne this coming week, but then we'll go on hiatus for God of War and possibly Yakuza 6. And then once things calm down with that, maybe, you know, late April, early May, I'll go back to Bloodborne. Sounds good? Should be a good few weeks here. I think it's going to reinvigorate people to come back to streams. Something that sadly has kind of slowed down recently in the past month because there's been no new releases. The ones that did come out, like Sea of Thieves, were incredibly bad. You know, games like Far Cry 5 was very interesting for 2 streams, and then when people realized it was more of the same every stream, kind of got turned off to it. So I understand. You know, I'm trying to convince people to come back and hang out with me on streams and with more fun stuff. I think these next couple of weeks is going to be just that, all right? Rather than more of the same, it's going to be a lot of variety and a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. All right, so there you go with the rough schedule, guys. The rough schedule should be pretty, you know, pretty fun. Actually, hold on, because I feel like I got to sneeze. I think I have the spring has sprung and pollen's out, and so it's tickling my nose. Give me a second here, guys. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Shit. Oh. Whew. Oh my goodness. Phew. Well, there you go. There you go, guys. Yeah, spring has definitely sprung, and the pollen is out in full force. In fact, here in Washington, it's actually, I'm lucky that I live now in a state where it rains a lot, because back when I used to live in Connecticut around this time of year, fuck, every time I step outside, I'd be in a sneezing fit. Here, at least, it's not that bad, but the pollen is starting to get to me now, so I start sneezing. I'm like, oh my god. So, I will be, you know, hopefully it won't affect me too much today, but maybe it will. I do have allergy medications if I need them. I haven't taken anything yet. I'm hoping I won't need one, but we'll see how today goes, okay? All right, guys. So, I do want to say this. Thank you, guys, for a really great yesterday. And the reason I say that is I didn't know how yesterday was going to go, quite frankly. First of all, you know, Bloodborne, people have asked me to play it for 3 years. Ever since my first run, they wanted to see me do it again with no, I never went back to it. I never practiced it again. I never did a second run. I played it once, cold, in 2013, or 2015, excuse me. And then I never went back. Okay? So the thing is, you know, I don't know. I didn't know how I was going to go. I could have went back and did terribly. Honestly, I did way better than I thought I was going to. And you guys were really excited for that and came out in droves on stream and really supported me too. You know, everything was great yesterday. The cheers, subs, tips. So, it was amazing. And I had a lot of fun. I'm like, man, this is going to be a good return to Bloodborne playthrough for sure coming up this week. And then last night, PUBG also, the stream was out of control. We had people going nuts, you know, with, all kinds of fun stuff, just being silly on stream with me. It was really good. So yesterday was a great day. The streams were very positive. Everything was very fun. I'm hoping to keep that going today. Let's keep the positivity moving, right? Let's keep that going on today's streams and keep it going all week until God of War releases. Then let's enjoy a brand new AAA release that everyone's hyping. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling good vibes. For the first time in a couple months, I'm actually feeling really good because I'll be honest, like I told you guys, I really think 2018 has been a really slow year for gaming. And it's very hard to maintain positivity and to maintain, you know, entertaining streams when I know, in general, people are like, there's not much going on. I probably won't go check out Phil's stuff till something new comes out. I understand and I get that, but it's kind of frustrating for me because I am trying to put out entertaining stuff for you guys every day. And I do my best, but sometimes I just, I don't have any advertising. I don't have any hype around my stuff. You guys know that. You know I'm here every day regardless, so, it is what it is. Okay. So all that being said, guys, thank you for yesterday. It was really awesome, and I'm hoping we can keep up that positivity today and moving forward for the week and next week. And, with all the new stuff going on, I'm hoping we can really keep that going. All right. Okay, guys, so that's really all I have to say. Let's do some quick plugs. Then let's do some shout-outs. All right. And then we'll get started with Street Fighter. Sounds good? Keep in mind, today, a day when there's a lot of interactivity. You guys can tell me, pick this character, pick that character, and give me feedback on what's going on in the game, and we can talk about various subjects in between matches. It could be a very fun stream today. I'm looking forward to it, okay? All right, so let's get to the plugs, folks. Let's get through that. I want to say thank you again, guys, for your support. Thanks for watching my streams and videos here on Twitch and on YouTube, of course. I appreciate all of that. And if you do enjoy my streams and videos and you want to see them continue, you want to see me be able to keep doing this full-time, putting out free, fun live streams of all the hot new releases as well as older games and everything every day. And you also want to see me be able to put out gameplay videos on YouTube every single day. There are other ways that you can go above and beyond just being a standard stream watcher or video viewer, and here they are. The first is my Patreon. Check it out at patreon.com/darksidefil. Every month I hold a pledge campaign, and your pledges to my Patreon drive every month help me with the cost of operating the business. For example, the cost of games, the cost of electricity, the cost of internet. Of course, I have a business class line, which is very expensive. Cost of equipment. Right now, I'm still really nervous about my monitor. One of my monitors, every day when I turn it on, I swear it gets darker. And I'm nervous that within the next month or so, it's going to go, just like my other one did in February, and I'm going to have to get a new one. Stuff happens all the time. And your support via Patreon allows me to adjust for that, rather than, oh no, now I'm screwed because I don't have a piece of equipment and I can't afford it right now, okay? But your pledges to my Patreon also earn you guys perks, means a way of me giving back for your contributions. Perk levels include things such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos on YouTube, getting able to get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is happening on April 26th coming up, just so you guys know. Being able to nominate and vote on games for events that go on from time to time, or even getting a private Q&A video made where I'll just sit down for anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes or more and answer all your questions in a video that you can do whatever you want with. You can keep it for yourself, you can put it out there publicly, whatever you want, okay? So, all that being said, great perks. Check it out. All the details, you can find it at patreon.com/darksidefil. And thank you to anyone who is an ongoing pledgee or anyone who is consider pledging in the future. I do appreciate the support, okay? There's also my Teespring shop, all right? My Teespring shop, if you guys aren't aware, has all kinds of fun merchandise made by viewers and fans, logos, DSPGaming, Darksidefil, all kinds of branded merchandise. Currently, we got some logos there that are parodies of things such as the Red Dead Redemption logo or a Sonic the Hedgehog logo. It's great quality stuff. I can personally attest to it. In fact, guys, guess what? Today I'm wearing a shirt, which I can actually show you. Here you go. I'm actually wearing the I'm Pressing Buttons shirt, which was designed for me last year for fighting games specifically, right? So there you go. I can attest the stuff is good. This is not the lower quality t-shirt that they sell. I've actually only allowed them to put out the higher quality shirts. And by the way, they're not expensive. They're 20 bucks. Because I could have upped the price crazy to make a lot of money, and I don't. All right, I leave it at a reasonable price. 20 bucks for a t-shirt is pretty reasonable. It's what everyone kind of expects if you're going to get a branded t-shirt. All right. Anything you guys buy from my Teespring shop, I make a sizable commission on. It helps me out. And obviously, you get a really cool collectible. If you'd like to show off a collectible after you get it, you can always message me on social media at They Call Me DSP on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to share a picture of that with my over 20,000 Twitter followers, okay? So good stuff. Thank you for anyone who's bought something from my Teespring before. Give it a look. And later this year, FYI, guys, later this year, there will be a 10th anniversary line of product. If you don't know what that means, this is my 10th year, straight year, 10 years in a row. I've been a content creator on the internet, making gameplay videos for you guys on a daily basis. And this is my big decade anniversary. So later this year, there'll be some celebrations and the like. And one of them will be a 10th anniversary line of product that you can take a look at and purchase, okay? All right. Last but certainly not least, guys, if you're here live on stream and you're enjoying yourselves, you're having a lot of fun, and you want to get a shout out during the stream, maybe you want to ask me a question, maybe you want to comment on what's going on with the gameplay, maybe you want to make a recommendation of who for me to play next, maybe you want to make a challenge. A lot of people do that. Oh, if you can get, 10 straight wins now, I'll tip you something or something like that. Some people do that. They do like incentives. Can I challenge myself to do something? Okay, any of that stuff. If you want to get a shout out, you can do it in 3 different methods. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, or you could tip me. All those things, okay? Some quick criteria for shout-outs. Number 1, please be concise. As concise as possible. Say it in as short of a way as you possibly can. The shorter, the better. If you leave me multiple sentences, like 25 sentences, chances are I'm not going to read it on stream. I'm not going to derail the entirety of the stream to read a ginormous message during gameplay, all right? Just to forewarn everyone. Number 2, try to keep it positive, all right? Please don't use any insulting messages towards me or other people in the stream chat or other YouTubers or other streamers. Don't try to stir up drama. Don't try to bring up negative crap. I'm not going to address any of that stuff. This is a gameplay stream for fun. It is not a place to be discussing serious political issues and shit like that, all right? Try to keep it lighthearted, fun, and positive, and chances are things will go well. I mean, in general, the vast majority of people who do want shout-outs during streams, they like the shout-outs and they get them because they understand, all right? Now, if you would also like visual recognition for your contributions, okay, and you want to see a nice, fun animation pop up on the screen along with your message, then you can either cheer 50 bits or more. You can subscribe to the channel, and after a couple of minutes, there should be a share button that will pop up, and you can click on that share button, or you could tip me $5 or more. All right, if you do any of those 3 methods, you'll get an on-screen thank you animation. These animations were designed by longtime viewer, fan, and chat mod Popsicolo, so shout out to him for doing these for us. But yeah, good quality stuff, and it's a way for you to get, visual recognition on the actual gameplay stream as well as verbal for your contributions, okay? A couple really quick things before we start with shout outs. All right, first of all, subs. We're currently doing a sub drive. We're trying to hit 450 subscribers this month. I'll be honest with you guys, it's been very difficult because yet again, it's been a month that's been very dry. There really hasn't been much in the realm of new releases this month, as you guys know. It's really been me continuing on with playthroughs like Far Cry 5 and Ni no Kuni. So in that regard, it's been very hard to bring in new subscribers. Now, the good news is, we're now doing a Bloodborne Redemption run, and God of War starts next week. So maybe there'll finally be some potential for newer viewers or people who haven't been around in a while to come in and subscribe to the channel. Right now, we're at 410 subs. All right? We're not so far away. It's not like we're hundreds of subs away. We're definitely within realm of hitting this goal. If we hit the goal, I'm bringing back the Patron's Choice playthrough, where patrons will be nominating and voting on games that will be played in an ongoing playthrough. Previous games that have won this event are games such as Spyro the Dragon, Sonic the Hedgehog, various games, Super Mario Sunshine, as well as Persona and Yakuza games, okay? So, it's been great stuff in the past. I really want to bring it back, but we got to motivate people to hit the goal, so there you go. If you subscribe to the channel, what do you earn? Well, first of all, you get access to all of the chat emotes, all right? All the awesome chat emotes that you see subs using constantly. People really love that DSP Pepe emote. It's like their favorite one, I think. But outside of that, there's tons of other fun ones that people use as well. Good quality stuff. In addition, you will not have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks. I usually take at least 1 break a stream, and so you won't have to watch that advertisement because it will not play for you. But I'll still get credit for it, but you won't have to watch it, okay? And then in addition to that as well, you get a chat badge. You get the little crown chat badge showing how long you've been a sub. Bronze is for under 3 months. Silver is 3 months or longer. Gold is 6 months or longer. And then you've got the gold with rubies encrusted on it for 1 year. So it's pretty cool. And a lot of people like the chat badges. And, man, I want to get my cumulative chat badge. So there you go. Those are all the benefits of subscribing. And, oh, by the way, You also help me out, obviously. There's also 3 levels of subscribing. There's tier 1, which is just a standard $5 a month, but then there's tier 2 and tier 3, which are more. And if you do those, I get more of a cut, so it helps me out more. Plus, you get access to the higher level emotes, like the Super Saiyan Red and Super Saiyan Blue versions of my emote, okay? So, thanks to everyone who's supportive with the subs. Hopefully, we can get some more subs in the next couple of weeks. By the end of April, if we hit 450, I would be really awesome. So, we'll see what happens, okay? And then last but not least, guys, some people ask me from time to time, you know, well, how do I tip? Because Phil mentions all these things, cheering, subbing, and tipping. And I know cheering and subbing you do right through Twitch, but how do I tip? Well, there's 2 ways to do it. Either, if you're watching this stream live right now, if you look below the stream, you may see a grid of information, including links to my YouTube page and the rules of the stream, which I strongly recommend you read and understand before the stream begins with gameplay. But also, there's a link there that says tips, and it shows me, picture of me posing with Pokemon and a bunch of stuff. If you click on it, it'll take you to my tips page, where you can either leave an anonymous tip, or you can leave your name and a message to get a shout out. All right? If you don't see any of what I just described, it's probably because you're on a mobile version of the website and it doesn't display that. If that's the case, just type in !tip into the stream chat. It'll bring the link up that you can click on. You can leave a tip via that method. All right? All right. Fair enough. I've covered everything. It's now time for shout outs, guys. You guys ready? Here we go. Well, first of all, let me scroll all the way down because overnight, a bunch of people actually contributed overnight, and I want to give everyone their due. So between the streams, overnight, we had Infinite55 who did a 200-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite. Golden Colts came by and did a 115-bit cheer. Thank you, Golden Colts. Jtron subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Jtron, for the sub. I appreciate that. Jack Spartacus did a 100-bit sub. Thank you, Jack Spartacus, for that. And Sidella did a 25-bit cheer. He says, I will miss everyone in the stream chat starting tomorrow and next week. I hope you have fun in God of War. See you and everyone in May. That's right. For those who aren't aware, Sidella, frequent stream chatter, will not be around for a while. He's going on a cruise. Now, I personally have never been on a cruise, so I wouldn't even know what to expect. I mean, I've heard they're fun. I've heard that there's, you know, there's a lot of drinking, of course, but there's also great food. There's usually activities, a lot of mingling with other people. I wouldn't know, though, because I've never been on one. Never had the privilege. That being said, Sidella maybe will come back and tell us all about it. I don't know. I hope that he has a good time, and I hope that he'll share his experiences. Because it's funny. Sometimes I hear really nice things about cruises, and then sometimes you hear horror stories. So maybe he'll tell us a little bit about, maybe we'll learn a little something after he's back, okay? All right. So enjoy your cruise, Sidella. Have fun. And for sure, tell us all about it when you get back. We're looking forward to it, okay? Shout out to AES0411. This is now cheers that happened during today's stream. He says, why don't you play other fighting games on Saturdays? I think it would be a good idea to throw around the idea of playing a different game every Saturday. Well, it's very simple. AES, it's very simple. I'm not very good at other fighting games. In order to get really good at a fighting game, to the point where you can play with a wide variety of characters, and you can do something that's entertaining with it, rather than just grind with one character and try to get good, you need to play an incredible amount of time. All right, you do. That's the bottom line. It's not easy to just jump into a fighting game and immediately, oh, I know how to play with 20 characters and now I can do a variety stream. That's the problem. Not to say I don't like other fighting games. You know, Tekken last year was outstanding. You know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a good fighting game as well. But the bottom line is, you know, I play these games usually at launch for about, you know, a few weeks to a month. And then I'm like, all right, well, I got what I got out of it. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to get on a competitive level with this game. I have no desire to keep playing it at a competitive level. So that's that, you know. In the case of Dragon Ball FighterZ, sadly, it really wasn't even that. I was good at Dragon Ball FighterZ to the point where I was winning the majority of my matches, but I just couldn't put up with the fact that server disconnected, ends your match right in the middle, sitting around, waiting for matches, and sometimes waiting upwards of 15 minutes plus to get a match. I mean, that was a month after release. It wasn't like, oh, that's launch week, you know. This was me constantly going back to the game, hoping for a better online experience and not getting it, okay? And as much as people want to kiss the game's butt, because the game is a fun competitive game offline, online on consoles, the game is still trash. And in general, even though they've patched the shit out of the game, the online experience on consoles has not improved. In fact, most people who play the game competitively have moved to PC. They refuse to play it on console anymore. They play it only exclusively on PC because there's a better player base there with better connections, right? And so they don't have a lot of the matchmaking issues or server drop issues when they play it on PC. I don't have the liberty to play it on PC. I have to play it on console. So, you know, that game's pretty much out. You know what I mean? It's out no matter what. And Tekken, I did play a lot of Tekken last year. If you guys remember, I played it during the launch window, and I also played it like a month after. But the bottom line was, you know, outside of like King, Paul, and what was her name? Lily, whoever the chick was in the white dress, whoever that was. Outside of those 3 characters, I really wasn't good at all at the game. I didn't know much about the other characters in the game. And honestly, I didn't want to invest the incredible amount of time it would have taken to learn the game at a competitive level. Okay? So, there you go. I mean, I'll play the games and have fun with them for a few weeks, but when it comes to, oh, now I have to get really good at the game in order to even hang online, no, I'm not going to do that in most cases. Now, in the case of Street Fighter 2, this is a game I grew up with. I played it all throughout the 1990s in arcades. I entered multiple tournaments and won tournaments in this game over the course of the 2000s. So, I know more about this fighting game than any other fighting game. I can sit down at any moment on any port of this game and pretty much dominate in it because I have that game knowledge. It's innate. It's built into me. I've played this game for 20 years. I know how to play it well, okay? So that's why if I'm going to do a fighting game stream on a Saturday, I'm going to do Street Fighters because it makes more sense. It's more entertaining. I can play the entire cast, all right? So there's more variety in the gameplay than if, you know, I'm playing Tekken, I'm only playing 2 characters. I play Street Fighter 2, I can play the entire cast. There's more variety. It's better for the viewer, okay? And as I've already said, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection is coming up in May. So the reason I've brought back Ultra Street Fighter 2, you know, pretty much from the dead, because I hadn't played it since the fall, is because I want to get back into a Street Fighter mindset. I want to get myself ready for when the Anniversary Collection comes out. I want to be ready to play it. So this is the way to do it. Playing Tekken and Dragon Ball FighterZ isn't going to help me with the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection next month. I'm just saying. All right? So if you're looking for someone who's playing a variety of fighting games at a good level, this is not the place. Just being real with you. You know, I'll play them at launch. I enjoy them at launch. But in general, unless it's Street Fighter, I'm probably not going to be playing it for an extended period of time at any kind of a competitive level. It just so happens that this is the version of the game that I can do that. And that's why I go back to it. Okay? Very simple. All right. Shout out to Sudella, who did a 25-bit cheer. It said, long live the M. Yes, last night, I had a PUBG stream going. The weirdest thing happened. This has never happened before. People started cheering with single letters. We had one guy, I think it was a Mumat, and he was cheering H. Just the letter H. And everyone in stream chat was like, huh? And he kept doing it. He was like, H, H. And no one knew what was happening. So then we had Sidella started cheering. He's like, M, M. And then we had Sergeant Woomy started cheering, saying, Woomy, Woomy. And it was so odd. And then other people started joining in with different letters, or they were teaming up either to side with H or M. It was very bizarre. But it was also entertaining. I mean, let's face it, PUBG is not the most entertaining game on the planet to watch, especially for the first 20 minutes when you're just running around and looting shit. So it actually brought some fun to the stream, and I had a lot of fun with that last night. So that was pretty fun, but that's what he's referencing last night. Probably just a one-night thing. Probably won't see that happen again. It was just a weirdo one-off thing. But that's the fun thing about these interactive streams. Now imagine if I was just playing a game isolated, not paying attention to those in stream chat, right? None of that fun would have happened. That's why I like these new interactive streams. I think that they're way better than the stuff I used to do before. It allows fun stuff like that to happen, especially in a game that may be boring. It allows fun, entertaining stuff to happen when otherwise you'd just be sitting around scratching your butt, right? So I like that, and I have a lot of fun with it, and I'm glad you guys had fun last night. Anyone who was here for that stream, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Romy Rowe just cheered 45 bits and said, last night was great. Yeah, I agree. It was funny. It was very funny. Okay, so what I will do now, let's update. Let's double check everything here, guys. Okay, so we're up to 410 subs. I just got to update that because I don't have that updated here. Also, top cheerer for today is Romy Rowe. Let's get him up there. And so far, no tips today. But then again, I haven't even started yet. So, all right. So, as you guys can see, today we will have the running leaderboard. All right. So, anything that you guys do, you have a chance to get up on the leaderboard. If you subscribe, you'll probably add to the total subs. If you cheer with bits, you have a very strong chance of becoming the top cheerer for today, considering only Romy Rowe is up there with the... Oh, I did that wrong. It's 45, not 40. Oops. He did a 45-bit cheer. I must give him the proper credit. There we go. And we have no tips today, so if you tip, you're going to get up on the leaderboard right away. Okay? So pretty good. And, you know, you'll get that credit in between matches. Obviously, I can't update during a match. Oh, I'm just going to stop now, but, you know. Now, some people have asked me, why haven't I instituted Streamlabs on my streams, which apparently can automatically update some of this stuff. I used Streamlabs last year. In fact, that's when I started doing interactive streams in March of 2017. I was using Streamlabs. But for some reason, within like a month, it stopped working. It started crashing. It wasn't displaying stuff anymore. It was giving me errors. So I just said, forget it. And I started using Muxy. And I never had a problem since then. So I don't know what it was. Something was up with Streamlabs that it wasn't jiving with OBS Studio. So I've always used Muxy since then. So I go with what works. Rather than, oh, let's now fuck around with the setup and try to get other stuff in here that might not work. Let's just use what works. Okay? Is it a little annoying that I have to manually update it? Sure, but you know what? Whatever. It gives me something else to do. It breaks the stream up, so I'm cool with it. Shout out to Ocelot, who just did a 25-bit cheer. Thank you, Ocelot, for the cheer. I appreciate that. Uriah Hall, it did not just screw up once. It screwed up a ton. It was the entirety of the month. Like, basically when Breath of the Wild came out, okay, I was using Streamlabs, and it was working well, and then all of a sudden, like a week into playing Breath of the Wild, it wouldn't work at all. It was glitching, and it was basically giving me pop-up errors and crash notes, and memory leak messages, all kinds of crap, and I couldn't get it to work. So then I finally just gave up. And I tried using Muxy and it worked, but it wasn't like, oh, it crashed once. It was like constant problems for like days at a time. And people were pissed because they were cheering, subbing, and tipping and they couldn't get their messages on screen. They were like, this is bullshit, Phil. You know, this is the whole point, is that, you know, you said you were going to give us credit and you're not giving us credit on the screen. So I had to go with something that worked. All right. Popsicolo says apparently Streamlabs now has a special version that works with OBS. Okay. I mean, I guess I can look into it. But I like my setup right now, how it works. So, we'll see. Shout out to Big Tone. Big Tone tipped me $5. He says, good luck on today's stream. I can't stay for long. Thank you, Big Tone, for the tip. Let's get you up on the leaderboard as the first tip of today. As I told you guys, today will be fun in regards to the fact that, oops, I can play as every character in this game. So feel free, if you want to request me to play a certain character in a match, you know, I could do that kind of stuff. You want to see me go random select for a match? I could do that kind of stuff. I'm not guaranteeing a win, but I could do pretty well, all right? All right, so I guess that's it for shout-outs here on the stream. Thank you guys so far. Let's see how it goes today. I hope that, again, let's keep it positive. Let's keep stuff going in a positive fashion. Let's keep yesterday was an amazing streaming day. I want to keep that vibe going, okay? If we can keep that going, you know, for the rest of April, that would be tremendously awesome. Shout out to Psy Hacker, who just did a 50-bit cheers. Did we ever finish Persona 3? I did. I finished every piece of gameplay of Persona 3. The only thing you didn't see me do is sit through the ending. So, it really is a complete playthrough. The only thing you didn't see was the ending. So, there's nothing else to do in the game. All right. But Psy Hacker is the top cheerer, so let me go ahead and put his name up there. There we go. Oops, there should be a space there. There we go. There should also be more space between the 50 and the top tip. Let me see if I can do that. There we go, that's good. And we have another space between there. There we go. That looks much better. Okay. Alright, guys. So, that is it. Unless we got any more things to shout out. Start off with Akuma. How dare you, King Swaggins? No. I told you guys, I hate playing as the boss characters. Let me put it this way. If I go random select and I get a boss character, there's not much I can do about it. but I don't want to use a known cheating overpowered character in ranked matches, you know, of my own volition. I would rather, if it happens randomly, okay, it was just luck. But I'm not going to just pick that character out of nowhere. That's not fair, man. This shit's too broken. All right, Popsicolo. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. We got a request to start with the Geefster from GG Funky. Maybe I'll start with the Geefster. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's begin. Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter 2. Let's be sure to clarify the the inferior port version of Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter 2. Certainly not the accurate Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Arcade Edition version of the game. But it's the closest we're gonna get for now. So, okay, guys, thank you, and let's begin.